things I wish I knew at a younger age, and it's advice I would give to my own children or to my younger self. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where I share mine and my family's journey to financial freedom. Here I share a few tips on saving money, living frugally while living your best life. So what advice would I give to my younger self, or even to my kids once they start going into the world and learning how to manage their own income? First thing is first, open a bank account and make sure that you open the relevant account for your age. Banks offer very great bank accounts for students or young adults that tend to have lower maintenance costs on a month-to-month, because you don't want to open a bank account with big charges when you're just earning a small income. The second thing is, once you start earning that income, you want to get on a written budget. Getting on a written budget will show you where your money is going on a monthly basis. So what you want to do is to write down all the money that's coming in and all the money that's coming out. Firstly, you want to write down your needs first before you start writing your wants. Ideally, you want to put down your 4 walls first on your budget before you put your wants. So your 4 walls would be your rent or shelter, your transportation, your food, and your clothing. Then you want to go into the rest of the expenses, which are more of the wants. Get on that written budget. As soon as you start earning some income, you will thank yourself later. Which brings me to my next point: live on less than you make. There's nothing worse than when you try to write a budget and you find that your expenses exceed your income. So you want to make sure that at any given point, what goes out is less than what comes in, because nothing will get you into trouble quicker than living on more than you make. The next tip is you want to learn to start paying yourself first. This is a lesson that I wish I had known very earlier on in life, and that is a lesson of saving. Getting into this habit very early on in life is something that will help you get very financially independent quite quicker in life, and it's something that I wish I had gotten into a habit of earlier. Don't spend all your income before you start concentrating on putting a bit of savings away. It's get into the habit of putting away small amounts of money for the future or for a goal. Avoid buying too many clothes. I know when you are young, all you care about is looking fly and having the latest trends. I remember that's all I cared about, really. And I can't believe how much money I spent back in the day on clothing. And sadly, I used to spend my money on fast fashion. It went out as quickly as it came in. So now what I try to do is invest in classic pieces that will last me a long time. Be careful of spending your money on too much clothing. Try to shop wisely. Young adults and teenagers are lucky nowadays because they have so many sources of inspiration on putting clothing pieces together. You've got your Pinterest, there's various social media outlets that can help you put your classic pieces together so that you don't have to feel like you've got nothing to wear and squander your money on clothing. But I know it's quite important when you're young to look fly. Avoid opening clothing store credit accounts. These are a trap, and usually young adults start getting into debt through clothing store credit accounts. If you can't afford clothes, rather don't buy them instead of putting them on credit. The next tip is don't be a financial clearance person. I cringe when I think of this. This is what we used to do when we were younger and we started earning some money. I'm even embarrassed to admit this, but when we were younger and we started earning some income, a few days before payday, we would want to squander all the money that's left in our bank account, and we call that financial clearance. I cringe just thinking about that. If you've done well throughout the month by budgeting and you spend your money well, and payday arrives and you still have money in your bank account, be excited. Pay that money back to yourself and save it. Don't feel like that's now reason for you to go get a pair of jeans that you didn't need, or a pair of shoes that you didn't need, or going out to your friends to squander that money, which is what we used to do. Reward yourself for having money in your bank account by putting it back in your savings. Don't be embarrassed to buy pre-owned or gently used items. When you purchase gently used or pre-owned items, you get quality items for the fraction of the price. For example, when you want to buy your first car, get a pre-owned car, because the value of a car depreciates as soon as you drive out of a car dealership. So going out and buying a brand new car that you're going to spend 6 years paying off, as opposed to maybe one you can pay within 3 years, really doesn't make financial sense. Even with furniture, if you want to furnish your apartment, for example, now we have wonderful places like Facebook Market where one can go and get good furniture, quality furniture for the fraction of the price, as opposed to if you go buy it brand new from the store. So don't get embarrassed to buy pre-owned items. Look out there, you'll be surprised how much you can get good quality items at a cheaper cost in the long run, saving you thousands and thousands of rents. Avoid spending money to fit in with your peers. I know this is not just only a problem that young adults and teenagers have, but it's a problem that even adults have. So if you can learn to do this at a very young age, you will save yourself. We find out sometimes we try to fit in or to keep up with the Joneses and spend money that we don't have. So when you're about to spend, do take a moment and think, is this for myself or is it to impress someone? Make sure that you don't spend money you don't have trying to impress sometimes people that you don't even like. While we are on the peers issue, try to surround yourself with people who have the same financial goals as you do. If you want to get into being financially savvy, you can't surround yourself with people who don't care about being financially savvy or who really couldn't care less about having some financial knowledge at a young age. So make sure that you surround yourself with people who are as goal focused as you. Social media can make you overspend. If you follow accounts that make you feel like you're missing out if you don't splurge on certain items or if you don't have the latest sneakers, go ahead and unfollow those accounts. You know, we forget sometimes that social media shows people's highlights and not necessarily their full lives, and we can get fooled into feeling like we are not living our best lives if we don't have all those material things flashed on social media. So in as much as social media can be a fun and entertaining thing, make sure that you use it for your enjoyment instead of using it to your detriment. One thing that I wish I'd known quite early on in life is to try to diversify my income streams. So if you have your first job now, figure out ways of, having multiple streams of income. Is there a side hustle you can do while you're still working? You'll find that this will help you build wealth quite quicker and sooner. So make sure you're not comfortable with just having one stream of income. If you can, alongside with your work or alongside with maybe you're someone who's going to school and your parents are giving you a certain allowance a month, try to figure out if there's something that you can do, maybe waitressing in your free time, just to make sure you have multiple streams of income. You'll quickly realize how useful that can be instead of focusing on one stream of income. Don't be house poor. I remember when I first started working, I went and rented a 2-bedroom apartment. That wasn't necessary. I was a single girl who had no business renting a 2-bedroom apartment and paying double the amount of my peers who were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. If you've started working and you're looking to move out, make sure that you rent an apartment that's within your budget, that's within your means, not an apartment that's gonna take all half of your salary. If you're single, you don't have any kids, what's wrong with a studio apartment? So don't make the mistake I made by getting house poor very early on. I quickly learned that I can't afford this 2-bedroom apartment and I downsized, but I had wasted so much money by then. If you're finding my content helpful, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload more videos. And for everyone who's already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I truly appreciate. And that is all I have today, and thanks as always for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.